Leo, how is it going? Welcome to your reading. My name is Ben, and this may or may not be your reading. It's going to be specific, so if it's not for you, please check out somebody else's or a different one of mine. But yeah, so let's hop right into it. I'm going to pull your... That didn't take long. I'm going to pull your main energy first, and then I'm going to pull some cards for your recent past and then your recent future. You got cards jumping out of the deck right away, so... Wow, I never keep reversals, but this time I'm going to keep a reversal because it came out that way. All right. I mean, your central energy is the Queen of Pentacles, so that's not bad. The thing that came out in reverse would be the Three of Wands in reverse in your heart space. So that I want to check out. Okay, in your recent past, wow. Yeah, okay, all right, that makes sense. So in your recent past, you were dealing with someone that there were fulfilling aspects of that connection. However, it wasn't 100% fulfilling. With the Eight of Cups, that's not just walking away from something. It's being content, but not being, happy. You know what I mean? It's something that had ups and downs, maybe a little bit more ups than downs, but it was still at least a little bit unhealthy, or it was a little bit unfulfilling. So you said, no. And especially as a Leo, you're not going to accept anything less than the best for yourself. So you were like, no. I'm going to find something that is actually 100% fulfilling for me and that I completely enjoy and that I actually am excited to be a part of when I wake up in the morning. Like, it fulfills me. I feel like, I can feel pride about it. And it wasn't this situation in the past. Whoever you were dealing with in the past, it's like they appreciated you, but they weren't willing to give you 100% of themselves. So you're like, well, I deserve 100%. Like, I know how great I am. So if I'm showing you how great you are, you should be showing me how great I am. 100%. Like, you should be giving me your full effort like I'm giving you. And whoever you were dealing with was not. So you said, no. Nope. I'm just gonna wish you the best and go find something that is better for me. And I completely get that. Okay, so now we're in your present energy. Leo, I was just spent the last couple minutes praising you, but now I'm going to give you a little bit something else. So you fell off a little bit when you left that connection, right? You may have gone in, maybe you just started going to parties, or maybe you started doing something in a little bit of excess, more than you should have been. Maybe you were drinking a little bit more to cope with the pain, or it's possible you fell into addiction, or maybe you just picked up some sort of substance to help you with that, right? With the devil, it's a 3D earthly tether, so maybe you ran into another connection with someone else that ended up being really toxic, or maybe you started just, maybe a one-night stand, or maybe just meeting up with someone for the physical aspect, right? Careful with that, because when you leave something that is not meant for you, that's great, right? But you don't want to run into something that's immediately even worse for you, just because you don't want to be alone, or just because you want that recognition from somebody else, okay? And trust me, I'm not just using the stereotype that, Leo just wants, praise or recognition. No, I mean quite literally, you guys have one of the highest self-worth of anyone in the zodiac. And my moon sign is Leo, so my emotions are ruled by Leo. I completely understand that, My sun is Virgo, but my moon is Leo, so I get it. It's good to know how great you are, but don't be fooled by flattery, all right? So maybe it's a connection you're currently indulging a little bit that you're not proud of. No one's proud of the devil card, right? But maybe someone's feeding into your ego a little bit. We all fall victim to that. Maybe they're like, oh, you're fucking awesome. You're hot. I want to get with you. Maybe we can just, have some fun for a night or two and then go our separate ways. And you're like, this sounds enticing because I can have the fun, not have the commitment. It makes sense, right? But you don't want, that's not truly going to fulfill you. Remember that you left this situation in the past because it was unfulfilling. Hookups are not fulfilling, okay? You see this Playboy? A lot of people are like, why do you wear Playboy if you don't do hookups? Or why do you wear Playboy if you don't do that shit? And I'm like, I like Playboy because of different reasons. It's not like people they look at this and they just see like a fuck boy, or they see like, you know, someone who's just all about sex. And it's like, no, I'm a huge advocate for sex. I think it's one of the most healing and beneficial things people can do together. But it has to be somebody that deserves your energy and that's giving you more than just that. You know what I mean? So if you're just seeing someone just for the physical aspect, that's a disservice and a disrespect to yourself. You should go have fun, sure, with people that deserve your energy and people that are going to give you more than just the physical aspect. Someone that uplifts you, someone that respects you, someone that loves you, that cares about you, right? So that's important. Make sure you're not just jumping into something because someone's feeding your ego or fulfilling your physical desires, okay? If it's not a person, it could just be whatever is fulfilling your physical desire. Maybe you picked up a really bad porn addiction, you know? It's fine in moderation, but some people live on that shit 24/7. That's unhealthy. Or maybe you just, like I said, you're partying a little too much, or you're hanging around people that are not the best for your energy, just kind of to be around people. You don't want to do that. So that's your central energy. That's part of it. The other part is, if you're someone that throws yourself completely 100% into work to forget about everything else, I also see that. So be careful with that. It's great to make money. You're like, fuck it, I'm just going to go get a bag. I'm going to go do my thing. I'm going to make money, right? Yeah, that's great, but make sure you're not doing it to an unhealthy degree of where you're working yourself into the ground, of now you're not getting enough sleep, or now your body is starting to be like, hey, I need a minute, like I need a break, you know? Trust me, I get it. Everyone, you know, those of us that think like that, we get that way. So I'm just calling you out because I care about you, okay? From personal experience as well. So don't do that. But, you know, that's not bad for essential energy, because you are working on it's part of your journey, right? You are healing, you are trying to fix yourself in a sense of, you're trying to find fulfillment. You're trying to, you know, start and find something that fulfills you completely and not just 90 or 80%. So it's all part of the journey. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing per se. It's just you're doing it in a little bit of an unhealthy way, so I want you to be conscious of that. Now, in your mental space, you have the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like everything I just said, you've already had those realizations where you're like, yeah, it might have been fun for the moment, but now it's not. Like, it helped me in that moment a little bit, but that's done. It's over. So you're releasing those unhealthy things, those unhealthy patterns, which I'm really glad to see. Because of that, you may have a crush on somebody. You may be interested in somebody. You kind of want to be truthful with them and tell them that and approach them. However, that's your mental space, okay? You're thinking about it. But in your heart space, you have the Three of Wands reversed, clarified by the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. So you're hesitant because you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Like, I don't know if I've done enough healing yet. I don't know if I've come far enough. You're kind of self-sabotaging in a way, but the reason for your self-sabotage is you don't know if you're healed enough. So it's like, it's a good intention because you don't want to enter into a connection with someone when you're unhealed, but you also don't want to sabotage yourself thinking like you need to be 100% healed to pursue somebody that you're interested in. So make sure, you know, it's good to be conscious of how much healing you have done and how much you have left to do, but don't limit yourself of, well, I'm not 100%, so I can't go after somebody new. Like, don't do that, because no one's ever going to be 100% healed. As long as you're in a good place and you treat yourself kindly and you'll treat somebody else kindly, then sure, why not, right? So that's good. I mean, your intentions are good. It's like you're kind of questioning whether or not you're ready for something new, which is fine, to each their own pace, right? But don't limit yourself because you think you have more to do. You know, you have to be 100% healed to start with somebody new, okay? So now we're going to get into your physical energy and the manifestations coming your way. So in your physical energy, you again have the Five of Swords. This time with the Four of Wands and the World. I get it. I get it. So you're a little hesitant because this person that you have a crush on, you actually see long-term potential with. And I say crush as like a fun way. It's probably more likely, this is a general reading, but it's probably someone that you have a soul connection with that you just get anxious a little bit because of the intensity. A lot of times intensity can be intimidating for people, understandably, because especially when you've just left something, I was going to say substantial, but I mean in a way of like you were very invested in the past with this previous person. But now looking at a potential maybe forever person, that can be a little intimidating because you're like, well, I just left something, so I don't know if I really want to enter into a new connection that's not like, I don't know if it'll be 100%, but you're not going to know until you try with somebody, So with the world here, I feel like you are closing out that doubt cycle and you are moving into an energy of, I don't want this inner conflict anymore. Because here you have the Five of Wands clarified by the Two of Wands and the Six of Cups. So you're like, I really don't want this internal turmoil anymore. I don't want this internal conflict anymore. I want to move forward. I want to have a cute connection with somebody. I want to reminisce on memories of when we first met and these cute things we did together, and I want to fantasize about the future and possibly having kids, and you're switching from one perspective into a better perspective. So I'm definitely glad to see that. Your future energy. Yeah, that's what I thought. So your future energy, it looks like you are actually going to decide not to tell this person, at least currently, how you're feeling about them. Because you're focusing on your own fulfillment and your own happiness first. So that's good. However, make sure that in the pursuit of your own desires and your own life, that you're not, I don't want to say missing out on an opportunity, because you can never mess up anything that's meant for you, but you can delay your own happiness if you're too focused on something, something else. So again, as a fire sign especially, you guys are prone to chase and consume everything in the path of your desires, which is not a bad thing, because you can mow down anything that's unhealthy for you, but at the same time you can kind of run over things that may be nice too, right? Think of like a carriage that's out of control. Like you'll get to your fucking destination, but what are you running over in the meantime? So just take a minute to stop and smell the roses is basically my advice here. If you want to maybe experiment with that person and see how it goes, maybe go on a date. You don't have to commit to something. Be like, hey, I had a nice time on our date, but I'm not ready for a relationship yet. Maybe in the future when I'm in a better place, we can revisit that. And someone that is also in a healthy mindset will say, yeah, I understand that. Like maybe in the future, and great, see you then. But if you don't want to do that, if you want to just kind of pass upon the opportunity altogether, that is also your decision. Just know that you may look back in the future, look back at the past and be like, oh, wonder what would have happened with that. You may feel like it's a little bit of a missed opportunity. So just be mindful of that. If you do decide to talk to this person and maybe go on a date or maybe tell them how you feel, try your best not to hold back. Be 100% honest, whatever that is for you. Whether it's the 100% honesty is, hey, I really like you. I'm glad we're on this date and I'm very attracted to you and I could see a potential future, but right now I'm not ready for it. If that's your 100% truth, say that. Or maybe it's, hey, I really like you and I want to continue this and see where it goes. Like, I'm very interested in you. Say that if that's your truth. Just make sure whatever you communicate to them is 100% true. You're not leaving anything out, because I see here, if you hold back, it's gonna delay your blessings. So honesty is always the best policy, okay? Make sure you're just 100% honest and upfront with this person. Now, let's pull some oracle and see what we get. Okay, that didn't take long. Yeah. So you have Water Guardian, Connect with your emotions. It's a pretty card too. Maybe that looks like somebody that you're thinking about. Or maybe that even looks like you. So, like I was saying, your fire and your passion, on point. Make sure you make room for your emotions, though. You know, you're allowed to fall in love. You're allowed to, you know, be intimate with somebody and enjoy their company. You know, that's not something you have to run from. Sage. Be devoted and committed. If you are someone that enjoys burning sage, I love it and it's very good for you. You can also smoke it, but I don't advise that. It's not like, it's a harsh thing to smoke. Like, I've smoked sage and it can be tough on your lungs. It does cleanse your whole body, for sure. But more so just, if you just burn sage, it does the same thing. So with sage, you may want to burn some sage, but in general, this is talking about what, like I was saying, whatever path you choose, just make sure you're 100% devoted, committed, and honest in that path. Hermit, retreat and recharge. So this is you. This is you in the near future too. How I said you're mostly going to be focusing on yourself. Always a great thing. Just make sure, excuse me, when you're in hermit mode, that you're not passing by good opportunities just because you're closing yourself away from the world a little bit, okay? Trust me, as a Virgo, I am in hermit mode 24/7, and it takes somebody, like, clawing me out of that to even, like, me think about me leaving the house or me, like, going out and being around other people, because I like leaving the house by myself. I like being alone. I like my own company, okay? And especially as a Leo moon, bro, the two of those things together, I like myself. I like being alone. So being around other people, I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. So make sure you're not too much in that energy as someone who does that as well, okay? So you have Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. So some of these opportunities that are going to be coming your way, of people wanting to socialize with you, or maybe a romantic connection wanting to go out, make sure to pay attention, because it seems like they're going to be bringing you some information that actually helps with your healing. So you may think being alone is the best thing to heal, and a lot of times it is. But sometimes there's also, it can be more healing to be around other people. Maybe they say something that makes something click in your head and you have like a breakthrough in your healing. You know, there's always things that can happen, right? And then you have Knight. Be brave and honest. Now this card did come out in the, I just did Cancer's reading. This card came out as well. So if you want to watch the Cancer reading, go for it. But this is talking about just make sure you are a person of virtue and you are a person of integrity. Be someone that others can feel safe with. Be a safe space for others as well as yourself. All right. So that's that. And I think I'm going to leave it there. That is all I'm feeling called to for you guys. So if you enjoyed your reading, fantastic. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, so I'm going to do one more reading for today. I'll probably do Virgo's reading. I'll try to do 3 a day now. So I'm going to do that. If you'd like a personal, information will be in the description below. And yeah, you guys are crushing it. So I'm proud of you. Make sure you're proud of yourself and have a great day. Thank you.